Okay, here we are. Thank you so much for joining. You're welcome to the Jemima Show. I'm super excited to have you. I'm Jemima Chucks, and today we'll be discussing who you are, understanding the power within. Yes, yes. We have a guest speaker on here. Her name is Ruth Yabor, and she's about to join us live. And thank you for joining. Go ahead, subscribe if you've not subscribed. I need you to subscribe. Go ahead and subscribe to this YouTube channel. We're going to be discussing lots of important stuff, important topics and happenings all over the world, and very educative topics. And yeah, I can't wait. I can't wait. Okay, let's have you. Okay, welcome. You, Ruth Yabor. All right, there you are. Hi, Ruth. Can you hear me? Okay, I don't think I can hear her. Okay, there you go. Let's just wait for her to get on. For some reason, I can't hear her well.
Hello?
Okay, good. I can hear you, but we can't see you though.
Yep, I'm gonna put on this video.
welcome to the Jemima Show.
How are you doing?
I'm doing excellent. Go ahead. Give me one moment.
Do you see the video now?
All right. We can't still see you, Ruth.
Do you see the video?
No, you gotta click on your video icon. No, we can't.
Huh, that's weird. I clicked on it. Let's see.
Just send your But we can go ahead. So today we'll be talking about who you are. So today Ruth Yabor is a new author, and we want to talk about some of the benefits, on her book. There's lots of interesting topics in her book I would like us to look at. The title of the book is Who She Is. Today we're talking about who are you, understanding the power within. So there's a lot of power inside you. Of course, God has blessed you with lots of virtue. Okay, look who's here.
Yeah, it's a little dark. Let me go to a better place.
Yeah, good. Yeah. Good to see you finally. Okay, so there's a lot of potential inside you. God has actually endowed you with a whole lot of potential, and we're about to dive into it. So I'm just gonna start recording this so we can have it. All right, there you are. So we want to look at some of these potentials as a woman, and we are in the Mother's Month. It was just a few weeks ago, days ago, we just said Happy Mother's Day. Lots of things are going on with women. We talk about gender equality, understanding who you are, and postpartum depression. This morning, the Jemima Show, we just blogged about a woman that killed her 3 children, because of postpartum depression. And you might be asking, what is postpartum depression? Yes. And we're going to talk about it, what happens to women after childbirth, and trying to pick up yourself again. We're going to also talk about how do you find yourself again? How do you tap into the power within? God has blessed us with lots of potentials. Of course, there are, tons of potentials inside you, but you need to figure out how to tap inside of you to get that out. And today I want to welcome our wonderful guest, Ruth Yabor. She is a phenomenal woman. She is an inspirational speaker. She's been to Inspire Success Network, one of the conferences, women conferences that we run. She owns the Women of Value organization. It's an organization that empowers women. So they go for, it's not a vacation, it's a retreat. Finding you, discovering is a time where you tap into the power within, have a me time, and discover yourself as well as tap into God and renew, and so that's what she does, and she just wrote this powerful book, Who She Is. All right, come on. Welcome, Ruth. How you doing?
I'm doing really well.
You
Really
look
well.
pretty
Can you
as
hear me?
always.
Thank you.
So today's topic, we're going to talk about, understanding the power within. As a woman, you wrote that book. What propelled you to write this book?
So, as you mentioned before, I'm the founder of this organization, Women of Value. And the same idea behind the book, I've worked a lot in the foster care system as a social worker, and I learned I saw how much women went through. And so I felt that working with children and infants who were abused, and years later working with adults who were abused, it felt like I was watching those children grow up to become adults.
Wow.
So I've had an opportunity to work in this field for 13 years. And in 13 years, it was almost like I was doing a study, because I worked with children 13 years ago, infants, then I worked with teenagers, and now I worked, previously a year ago, I worked with the Air Force as an advocate, and I was working with mostly women, about 98% women and some men who were also being abused. And it felt as though there was a continuum. Okay, these abused children are now adults. So the reason I felt I needed to write the book, beside being led by the Spirit, the practical aspect of the book is the fact that there was something lacking in all of the spectrum in the lives of these people.
Can you please share your screen so it could just be you, and then when you're done, you can reduce that too. You know how to share a screen?
So it can just be me. Okay.
Yeah.
Let's see.
Because I'm enjoying this topic. I want them to just see you.
Okay. How do you do? I'm very unsavvy.
No, it says share screen. You see that?
Oh, I'm on the phone. Does it matter?
Oh, okay. Then turn your phone. Turn it around.
Turn my phone. Okay.
So it's gonna give a full screen. Good. You got it.
Is that better?
Go ahead. Yes, this is better.
Yeah. Okay. All right. So it felt like I was watching these once kids become adults, but now they're abused as adults.
Wow.
So the issues that happened in their childhood transferred into adulthood. And so this woman who doesn't know who she is now being abused based on the narrative she was fed as a child.
Wow.
So that's what led me to write this book.
That's powerful. Now, talking about a woman, people, not just women, children being abused, in the younger age and growing into adults, I have realized that when you abuse a child, there's a tendency that that child will grow up as well, abusing other people, thinking that's the way of life. So how do you get out of that abuse mentality and learn to treat people better and not duplicate the same mistake that your parents made?
So I have to mention that I've been trained specifically in this. I am a nationally certified advocate, and in my training, I learned that children that are abused, or even who are just in the presence of an abusive relationship, meaning mom is being abused or dad is being abused, children just being in the presence of that, those children can potentially be abused. So they learn that to be the norm. Okay. Wow. So anything we normalize, we repeat, right? So we think that watching mom be beaten is the way love, this is love. This is how it's supposed to be. So indirectly, we live our lives 90% on autopilot. So the mind captivates that and says, this is normal. This is love. So the child grows up looking for a figure like that one who abused their parent. So that's why you either create abusers or you create victims. But most of the time, people that are exposed to domestic violence grow up becoming victims, mostly victims. A few of them become abusers themselves. So it's really in the mind. That's where it takes place.
Wow. Wow, that's awesome. That's really awesome. Well, that's I mean, I don't know what to say at this point. It's really, really very traumatic to see a lot of
Very.
people going through abuse and reciprocating the same abuse to their children, because
Yes.
we know that hurting people hurt other people, and
Yes.
a hurt that's not healed, completely healed, will resurface in the future, and you find yourself hurting as a result of things that has been done to you. Now, who you are. I believe that finding, as a woman, as a man, as whoever you are out there, there's a greatness inside of you. There is this power within you. And
Yes.
it's very, very important that you find it. And
Yes.
this power is not in other people, because you are unique. You are your
Absolutely.
own self. God has made you so powerful, and that is why you're different. We might be the same skin complexion, the same skin color, but
Yeah.
we are not the same. That our hairs are not the same in number. You know what
Yeah.
I mean? So there's a
Absolutely.
uniqueness inside of you. There are things that you can do. Like, I'm a woman. Ruth is a woman. We are young people. So she's very, dynamic in her own way. I am dynamic in my own way. And that particular potential inside of you,
Mhm.
only you can find it. It's
Absolutely.
within. So you might look at me and look at Ruth, and you know how people look at you and they want to be like you. They feel like, I just want to be like her. I want to. You don't. You really don't want to be me.
But it all stems from, again, remember I mentioned the way we were raised, right? The
Exactly.
exposures we've had. And so if you grow up wanting to emulate or become just like somebody else, it all stems from how you were, groomed as a child.
Right.
Okay, so you learn that we're all unique, but it takes knowledge, it takes understanding. So that's why in the book, in the introduction, I mentioned that this is a journey of self-discovery. As
Uh-huh.
a woman picks up this book, she's able to go through herself, reflect, assess, right, and reevaluate things in her life. So it
Okay.
is a journey of self-discovery.
Hmm. Powerful, powerful. That is indeed powerful. Yes, it is a journey of self-discovery.
Yes.
Absolutely. And it's only you that can take that journey of self-discovery. Now, someone
Absolutely.
will be asking, how do I take this journey of self-discovery? How do I tap into me? How do I find me?
Mhm.
Right? So can you
Yeah.
share with us, how can someone take this journey? What are the things that we can do to to find this way to self-discovery?
Yeah. So it really, because you learned this in your childhood,
Uh-huh.
Jemima, you're in your 30s. I'm in my, maybe, right? I'm in my
Uh-huh.
30s.
I
And
am in my 30s, so
okay,
you're good.
good, good. I thought you were younger than that. I'm in my 30s and I have to um unravel over
Mm,
30 years of experience.
wow.
So if you didn't learn how to be the right way, now
Uh-huh.
you got to go back
Wow.
and undo some of those negative narratives that you were taught. So I made it really easy. I'm telling you, in this book, no
Uh-huh.
joke, in this book,
Wow.
it's a whole outline of the important areas or important aspects of our lives that you can dig in, right? There is marriage, there is self-esteem, there is confidence, where you can dig in and really go through it. Because at the end of every chapter, there's a question. It will ask you, how do you feel about yourself? Do you love yourself? Why do you not love yourself? Why do you feel insecure? Does that make sense?
Mhm.
So it's one way, right, where you can begin to discover your inner you and start to live by the values that you hold, right? Because a lot of us don't know what we stand for. So we
Right.
end up with just anything. We tolerate nonsense, right? Because we don't
Yeah.
know whether we are even allowed to feel and stand by what we believe in. We have
Mm,
so much fear around that. So the goal is for you to gain that self-love. And that's the hope that I in a way promise people in this book, is that if you can take this journey to self-love, you will be able to redeem yourself from those ashes.
Mm.
Yeah.
Wow. Wow, journey to self-love, and that's just really important. And I see you applying a lot of things on this book, self-confidence. Let's talk about confidence.
Mm-hmm.
Confidence is one of the most important parts of this journey to self-discovery,
Mm-hmm.
to understanding the power within confidence.
Yeah.
Confidence is very important. You must learn to be confident in yourself. Unfortunately, in a time like this, in a world like this, a lot of
Mm-hmm.
people see a confident woman, a confident man as a
Mm-hmm.
proud and arrogant person. No, there's a difference between pride and there's a difference between confidence. You know, confidence is just knowing who you are and believing in yourself. Confidence is simply believing in the power within. Believing that yes, I can do this. I even though you haven't tried it before, but you know that if you put your hands to it, you're gonna do it, right? So confidence
Absolutely.
is one of is a powerful instrument to self-discovery. You have to first of all believe in yourself and agree with yourself that yes, I am Jemima and I can do all things through Christ. I
Mm-hmm.
am Jemima, I can graduate. I am Jemima, I can learn the skill. I am Jemima, I can do this business and I'm going to do very well. I can do this job and I will learn. The willingness to learn, on the job, it's the self-confidence, not being afraid that, hey, I haven't done this before. Oh, I might fail. No, believing that, hey, even if I fail, it's not failure, it's experience. So there comes a time in your life where you have to stop being afraid to fail, but rather see failure as an opportunity for you to learn. Come on,
Absolutely.
Ruth, come on, tell us about confidence. What do you think?
You're asking how to build confidence?
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. So again, you got to start from the roots,
Uh-huh.
right?
Yep.
Because do you feel shy because you were always laughed at when you went to maybe stand to perform at church, or
Uh-huh.
when you went to school where people laughing at you? You know, do you feel shy because you feel like you have a weight problem and people will laugh at that? You know, do you feel shy? So again, you go back to the reason, and then you can address those reasons. Because
Right.
when we try to just move on without addressing the underlying reason, things keep coming back. We kept
Mhm.
getting re-triggered. So the
Right.
key here is to address why we are so shy, because
Mm.
the lack of confidence, there's always a reason why.
Wow.
Okay. And I watch women a lot. I mean, you can smell confidence in a woman. And when you see a woman with low self-esteem, oh, you can smell it from afar. And
Uh-huh.
so as a woman watching a woman, I can only imagine what a man is feeling when they're watching that woman, right?
Right.
Because abusers prey on people with low self-confidence. Abusers prey
Wow.
on people they can use something. This person is, doesn't feel good about their intelligence. She may even be smart, but she doesn't even know she's smart. But if
Hmm.
I can find a way to make her feel like she's not quite smart, she'll believe me. And
Wow.
so it's getting the person to doubt themselves, that to start believing that they're less than. So building self-confidence, you really have to go back and see some of the issues that you overlooked. And sometimes you just don't know. You
Wow.
just don't know. But you have to start by believing yourself and counting yourself in, and
Hmm.
not discrediting yourself.
Good. Awesome. Thanks for sharing that. And
Yeah.
if you're just joining us, you're watching the Jemima Show, you're watching from YouTube or wherever you're watching from. We just want to welcome you. Please go ahead and subscribe. We'll be live every Friday and Mondays. Mondays will be inspirationals. I will be on live every Monday to inspire you for the week. And Fridays, we'll be having guests at 1 o'clock, Mondays and Fridays, 1 o'clock. Today we have Ruth Yabor. She is an advocate, licensed advocate, and she is certified. She's she is a motivational speaker. She's a women leader. She's a dedicated wife and mother in our community. Today, she's an author here sharing with us about this phenomenal book that she wrote. And we've been talking about who you are and understanding the power within. We talked about confidence. We talked about, how you can actually start this journey to self-discovery. Yes, self-discovery is very important. And one of the things that distinguishes you from me right now is how much of yourself that you've discovered. And until you discover the power within, you will continue to struggle. So once you discover this power within, it's there. Sometimes the things that we continue to long for and pray for, we already have it. We have it inside, but it's just that we have to wake up to reality. We have to wake up to the truth. We have to wake up and realize that, look, what I've been looking for all this way in Australia is right here in Delaware, inside me, actually, in Dover, right inside my body. And so for you to discover that, you have to, first of all, be confident in yourself. And secondly, and Ruth mentioned something very important. You also have to identify abusive people around you, people that always make you feel inferior, make you feel worthless, people that, intimidate you, and you shouldn't be there. Now, let's talk about that. Let's talk about, you talked about the enemy. Fortifying your circle. Fortifying your circle is important. What do you think about, fortifying your circle with positive people that inspires you instead of that puts you down?
Yeah, I think that's key. It can make or break you. Your relationships can make or break you, whether it's a marriage, whether you're dating someone, or whether it's just your family and friends. Because our families have a way of demanding things of us. Our family have a way of imposing their will. Okay. To say the very least. So they can also be abusive in their own way. They can also put you down in their own way.
Wow.
Comments like, when are you going to have another child? Well, are you ever going to have a child? Comments like, when are you getting married? When are you getting married? And in my case, they were telling me, you're always going to school. When are you going to stop and get married? So I think that we don't realize or recognize that, but there are also friends around us that, it sounds bad, but they're friends who are with you because when they're with you, they feel better about themselves. So if there's something wrong with you, they're not going to tell you. Like, hey, sis, what you're wearing, maybe you should probably change that a little bit, or maybe you should fix your hair, or they're not going to tell you because being around you, they feel better about themselves because they look better, right? They dress better.
They think they look better.
At least that's what they think. And whatever they think, they're going to make you know. They're going to, remember, it's all about what you think of yourself.
That's
it's
true.
Not so much that you're pretty. It's whether you think you're pretty, right? And that's key. And so if they think they look better than you, they're going to make you feel that they look better than you.
Wow.
And put you down in the process. Yeah.
Wow.
So it's important to fortify your circle and give less access to people. It's key. Give less access. And I think social media prevents you from living that life where you give less access to people in your life. Because when people have access, they take advantage. And really knowing how to limit, how to tighten your circle with people that can pray you in, people that can stand with you in difficult moments.
Wow, that's really important, and I love that. I love you touched about you touched a lot of important topics when you talk about abusive people, family abuse, friends abuse, through irresponsible comments. When are you gonna have another child? When are you gonna get married? When are you gonna do this? When are you gonna get a job? When are you we make these comments and we don't know it hurts. We don't know it affects the other person. I remember sometimes even in church, other women in church, you might have a child or two children, or you might just have three girls. And they'll be like, when are you going to have another child? Oh, you need a boy. When are you going to have a boy? those comments are very abusive, and I think they're very offensive. You just
Very
make the
offensive.
person
Mhm.
feel, you make the person feel that they're, incapacitated, that like something is wrong with their womb, or something is wrong with them for not having boys or for not having more children. For instance, I like to use myself as an example. When I had my first baby, I was 22 when I had Favor. She's 9 years old now, and then I had my son, 2 years later, and he's 7. So I didn't have another one till this year. All right. But in between those times, I remember some of the churches I went to, the pastor's wife will come and say, they'll touch your stomach and say, you need to give us another baby. When are you going to give us another baby? Really? And if you're watching and you do that, it's not a compliment. It's not a compliment. You might be so happy doing that, you're offending the person. Now,
Yeah.
in between that time while they were doing that, sis,
Mhm.
I've gone through 2 miscarriages.
Mhm.
So when you do that, you don't know what the woman is going through, right?
Mhm.
And
Be sensitive.
how
Yeah.
much they want to have more kids, but it's not coming. And
Mhm.
so you always, even moms, mother-in-laws, moms would be like, oh, give us another child. Your daughter might not
Absolutely.
tell you she just miscarried. She might just be dealing with all that and praying. But you coming and always trying to put pressure on the person to have a baby is very irresponsible of you. And
Yeah.
that is abuse, because that's mental abuse, because they'll go home and continue to cry. Just
Yeah.
like in my case, I remember going through a miscarriage and coming to church, and one of the women was like, oh, it's time for you to give us another baby. My husband was like, please don't pay her no mind.
Mhm.
So you know what I mean? So those kinds of
It's
abuse,
just
what do you think?
insensitive. Yeah, it's insensitive,
Yeah.
because we are not, as women, we are not mindful of each other's pain.
Uh-huh.
That's why you need
True.
a woman who knows who she is, because if you know who you are as a woman, you don't need to put another woman down
No,
to feel
you
better
don't.
about yourself. And you have no problem collaborating. You have no problem, helping another woman or fixing her crown, like a lot of people like to say.
Uh-huh.
Because at the end of the day, you know who you are. And my greatness does not take away from you, Jemima, and vice versa,
No, not at all.
and there is strength in number. And the reason women hate so much on themselves is because they've been taught, kind of
Mhm.
like the black narrative, black people have to hate each other, they have to do this, and we don't, indirectly, that's the message,
Mhm.
right? And so you become suspicious of the other person for what? Only so you're weaker, because you're fighting each other, and you can strengthen one another as a race, you can strengthen one another as women, because you're judging one another. Women would say things like, oh, I had natural birth, things like that, when
Exactly.
really it's
Uh-huh.
great that you had natural birth, but there are women who are not going to be able to have natural birth no matter what you give them.
Exactly. True.
And that's the reality. So I think realizing that some of these comments are insensitive, and really learning to stand by another woman, because you never know
Well,
what she's going through.
I had 3 of my babies through a C-section. And I remember the last one I had, someone said to me, you're very lazy.
Yeah, very insensitive.
Yes. And I said, what do you mean? And he said, you can't even push out a baby. Why are you going through CS? Other women, I was like, wow. I laughed at him. I laughed at his ignorance. I laughed at his stupidity. And there was no point schooling him, because his ignorance is actually beyond repair. For such people, I just laugh. And it can only be fixed by him the day he opens up his mind. And if that's you, doing that to other people that gave birth through CS, and you're like, oh, you're lazy. Why didn't you? You don't even know. You don't even know. You have no idea how insensitive your comments are. So
Yeah.
today,
So
who you
it's so
are,
important. So
uh-huh,
the way to combat that, though, I think, again, knowing who you are,
uh-huh,
right? You can better deal with some of these comments,
yeah,
because you're not personalizing it, you're not internalizing it. It may it may be offensive, but you won't take offense to it. right?
Absolutely.
Because you choose to be offended. You know, although people intend to offend you, you have to try to stand high enough to say, I won't let you win.
Mhm.
So that's also important.
Absolutely. Like in my own case, I just laughed it out. I laughed at it. I just threw it away. And understanding who you are, fortifying your inner circle,
Absolutely.
taking away negative people from your circle, and people that makes you feel bad about yourself, and people that makes you feel you're worthless should not be in your circle. Of course, you have to take step away from such people and not give them power, not give them power over you, not allow them, to get into your head at all. And so this is how you discover the power within you. Self-confidence helps you a lot. So today, if you're just joining us, we have Ruth Yabor talking about this book. So tell us something that is very touching in this book for you that you like people to take home with today.
I'm going to read a sentence for you in the book.
Okay.
And so the very first line of my introduction says, the value of a woman is non-negotiable. Yet I meet women daily who bargain their value.
Wow.
So
Wow.
that right there, yeah, it's
Wow.
non-negotiable, non-negotiable. So
Wow.
we as women try to adapt, change ourselves for our men, change our bodies for our men, your value is non-negotiable. You know, you go to Lexus, you're trying to buy a car, you don't negotiate. The car is $60,000 and that's what you're gonna pay.
That's right.
There's no,
I like
can
that.
I pay 50,000? Can I pay 40? No, it's non-negotiable.
Wow.
When you're ordering on Amazon, it's non-negotiable. The price you see is the price you're gonna pay. So it's knowing what is your value and standing by that value and not being flexible towards the value. You can accommodate people and men and women really in your life any which way, but your value is non-negotiable.
Wow. Wow. That's powerful. And thank you for sharing that. Your value is non-negotiable as a woman, and you are beautiful inside as a man. Your value is non-negotiable as well. As a young person watching this, your value is non-negotiable. You are unique, and there's a great power inside of you, and you have to tap into that. Okay, so tell us, where can we find this book?
You go to Amazon.com and type in Ruth Yeboah, Yeboah. You
Can
can
you show
type in
us
my
the book
name.
again?
Yes, you can type in my name, or you can just type in Who She Is by Ruth Yeboah. And you can, look at this picture. You will see it and you will know which book it is.
Awesome, awesome. That's phenomenal. Yes, I love the lady. The lady, she's
African
an
lady.
African beauty.
Absolutely.
She represents all the beautiful assets African women have. I love it. When I looked at the back cover, it's
Yeah,
amazing. So I'm gonna order mine today. Hey, hope you go to Amazon and place
wonderful.
your order right
Wonderful.
away. And thank you so much. We are so delighted to have you. And thank you for sharing this on this powerful note. I'm just gonna let you go. And thank you so much.
Wonderful. Thank you. I
You can go
appreciate
ahead and end your session.
it. Okay, sounds good.
Thank you.
You're
So
welcome.
if you're just joining us, I just want to thank you. You're free to go though.
Okay, sounds good.
Yeah. Thank you. So if you're just joining us, this is the Jemima Show, and I'm Jemima Chucks. And today's episode, I just want to go ahead and share and just love on you. How you doing today? For those of you joining us from YouTube, thank you for joining. Thank you for joining, and we are super, super excited to have you on. And thank you for joining. I'm Jemima Chucks again today. Who are you is who we're looking at. We're looking at who are you. So for me, who am I? I'm Jemima Chucks, and I'm called to build champions. Finding who you are is very important. Understanding who you are. There's greatness inside of you, like I said earlier. You just have to tap in within. There's a great power within. You have to tap inside and discover this power. And for you to, tap inside, you need to quiet down. Okay, I'm going to share steps to discovering who you are. You need to quiet down. All right, you have to shut down and just go inside, have quiet time. There's something they call quiet time. Quiet time is just that moment where you just sit in a very quiet environment, and it's just you, no music, no noise, and it's just you inside of you. Just listening to your mind, listening deep inside, and discovering the potentials within. You need quiet time every day. You need to have a quiet time every day. You need to shut down and just begin to think of yourself and think of your journey, from how far God has brought you, how far you've come in life. And it's very important you track those steps and where you are now. And then at that quiet time, you begin to ask yourself, what can I do better? What can I do to make my life better? Where I am now, what are these powers inside of me? Yes, I can do this. I can speak. I love to talk. People call me talkative. Yes, people call me talkative. You know what? I can actually make this talk sense into people and make money through it. So discovering this potential inside of you starts with quieting down. And when you quiet down, you just analyze your environment and say, hey, confidence. Now I have to be confident in myself. I need to know that I can do all things through Christ. I need to know that I can do all things through Christ that strengthens me. And the easiest way to understand doing all things through Christ is the word confidence. Take that word today. Take that word confidence today. It's very, very powerful. I have had a lot of people call me arrogant, call me, proud. I look at them and I see their ignorance. I see their ignorance because they are not confident. Now, people that have inferiority, complex issues, always call confident people proud. There's a huge difference. The fact that I know who I am and whose I am, that I am the child of the Most High. I am a daughter of Zion. I am loved by my Father. Yes, God loves you, and He loves you so passionately. He loves you enough to give His only begotten Son for you. That's how precious you are. Did you know that? Did you know that you are super, super precious before God? Yes, in the eyes of God, there is none like you. There's no other person like you. That's how much. I'm trying to share how you can build confidence in yourself. Look at it this way, that your Father is so passionately in love with you. He loves you so much that He could kill, He could destroy, He could do anything. He can level mountains and crush cities just for you. That's how precious you are in the eyes of your Father. And who is your Father? God. And so if you know how precious you are in the eyes of your Father, why don't you just, hold on and hang on to that love? Hang on to that love. It is a powerful love that He has for you. And that's what I want to share with you. Once you know that, that builds the self-confidence in you. Okay? And self-confidence helps you discover more. It gives you boldness. Self-confidence gives you boldness to trade on territories, new environments, get into new businesses, new areas, new fields. There's someone watching me today. There's a lot inside of you that you want to do. You want to learn so many things. Maybe you're looking at me today and you think, hey, I can do this. She does all this many stuff. But you're so afraid. You can't. It's inside you. Just wake up and just start. Just start. Yes, that's the self-confidence. And just do it. It doesn't matter if you're going to fail. And who cares if you fail? Who even cares? Because it's not called failure. It's called opportunity to learn. Every time you do something and it doesn't work out, just learn and just go ahead and do again. Do it again. Do even more. It's a learning process. You just have to do it. I remember the first first time where I was called to do this TV show, the Jemima Show on Delaware 28, in Delaware. I wasn't trained for TV show. I know I had this fear inside of me, but I kept saying, I can do all things through Christ. I can do all things through Christ. And I just went on that show. I had guest dignitaries. I had audience. It was so much. But I kept reciting, I can do this. Yes, I can through Christ. Not by my power, but through Christ that strengthens me. Yes, you can be great. You can do all things through Christ. And I just want you to know that as you're listening to me today, I want you to know that you can do all things through Christ. You can be great. There's a greatness inside of you. Your Father is so in love with you. He loves you passionately. God loves you too much. Yes, He does. And you have to find that power within you. It's right inside of you, okay? Tap in the power within. And that's the power of God inside of you, inside everyone. But you just have to go in and find. Today, I just want to leave you with this great word. You can be great. You can succeed. You can start that business. You can sell that book. You can write that book. You can do whatever it is that you want to do through Christ that strengthens you. And I'm Jemima Chucks, right here with you. And I always say realtor. I'm a realtor here in Delaware, and I am called to build champions. I'm called to speak life. I'm called to empower life. And I'm super excited to be on this YouTube channel with you. I want you to go ahead and subscribe. I will be here on Monday. I will be speaking about very, very inspirational topic. I will be here Monday morning to speak live for you to start the week. I have a powerful topic, and I'll be disclosing that with for you by Sunday evening. You want to subscribe to this channel and click the notification button. When you subscribe, click the notification button so when I'm live, it's going to notify you that I will be live, because I don't want you to miss anything. Yes, I don't want you to miss anything. So join me here again Monday morning, Monday actually noon, 1 p.m. I will be here to share with you. And until then, God bless you. I love you so much. I love you so much. Okay? Continue to rest in the arms of the Lord, and may He protect you. Take care. Bye bye now.